Silica is considered an ideal chemical compound for use in building materials, but can potentially lead to the development of silica-related diseases. ALS has personal sampling pumps that can conveniently collect air particles for analysis and regulatory compliance. Use this short video as a guide to help you assemble and properly conduct a respirable dust and silica sample collection. The ALS sampling kit includes an air sample pump, a field rotometer, an air sample pump charger or batteries, 3-piece PVC cassette filters, a respirable cyclone, a filter cassette holder, and tubing. Ensure your pump and cyclone are properly calibrated before sample collection. To begin calibration, turn on the pump and allow it to warm up for at least 5 minutes. Remove plugs from the inlet and outlet of the cassette filter. Remove the inlet section from the cassette, then align and press the cyclone into the cassette's exposed middle section until a firm seal is secured. Insert the cyclone into the holder inlet side down. Please note that the cyclone reference nodule should align and settle into the cassette holder's notch. This will ensure that the cyclone inlet side slits are facing the correct direction to emulate the breathing zone air uptake. Use the spring clamp to hold the cassette in place. Then take the cyclone holder's connector and attach it to the cassette outlet. Do not remove the cyclone's grit pot at any time during either calibration or sampling. The grit pot is used to collect most non-respirable matter, and it should be cleaned out in between sampling events by simply removing the cap and dumping the dust. Use the second length of tubing to connect the bottom port of the field rotometer to the filter cassette holder. Finally, connect the pump inlet to the tubing from the top port of the field rotometer. If you are using the aluminum cyclone, follow the same instructions. Once you have all the pieces assembled, slide the cyclone adapter over the body, then use the tubing from the top of the field rotometer to connect the inlet side of the adapter and the second length of tubing to connect the pump inlet. Make sure the field rotometer is standing upright at all times. Lift the pump's control cover and start the pump using the on-off button. Make sure to read the graduated lines of the field rotometer at eye level and that the silver bead is centered at the appropriate flow rate. Adjust the flow rate by using a screwdriver on the set screw next to the on-off pump button by turning it clockwise to increase flow and counterclockwise to decrease it. Depending on the cyclone unit used, each manufacturer will have a recommended flow rate setting. Consult your equipment manual or representative to ensure you are using the correct flow rate for your equipment. This video uses the SKC GS3 respirable cyclone model, which recommends a flow rate of 2.75 liters per minute. Use the chain of custody form to record the flow rate indicated by the field rotometer. This is your initial flow rate, and it will be used later on to calculate the total air volume for your specific project. After calibration is complete, you are now ready to begin sampling. Remove the calibration cassette and cyclone from the cassette holder. Replace the filter cassette with a new one and reinsert the cyclone into the holder inlet. Connect the pump inlet using the holder's connector and tubing. Attach the pump at your waist and the holder in your breathing zone, following the same side where you located the pump. Turn on the pump and run the sample. When using the SKC AirCheck 52 and AirTouch, you can refer to the LED indicator for the number of minutes the pump has been running. Otherwise, you must track the time separately. If you find the pump prematurely turned off, we recommend recording the minutes indicated on the pump before turning it back on. Once you reach the recommended time, stop sampling by turning off the pump. Carefully remove the personal sampling equipment. Record the sampling time using the number displayed on the pump or based on your field notes. Remove the cyclone from the holder. Remove the cassette and reinsert the inlet section and plug. Now that sampling is completed, you need to recalibrate the pump and cyclone to determine the final flow settings. Repeat the original calibration procedure using the original calibration cassette filter and record the final flow rate. Record sampling information on the chain of custody form using the average initial flow rate and final flow rate to calculate your collection volume. Fill out the analytical request form and ship your samples to an ALS laboratory. For additional information, contact your ALS project manager or visit www.alsglobal.com.